Hey guys, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. Remember a while back we talked about a leak for a potential Arcade1Up Double Dragon cab? How cool that was, but unfortunately it never came out. Well, guess what? It might be real after all, and I'll tell you more about it right after this. So that's right guys, today we're going to be talking about Arcade1Up Double Dragon, or more specifically Double Dragon 2, and I'll tell you why that's important in a little bit. Before we get started though, I want to say thank you so very much for checking out the video, guys. I always appreciate your support. It really means a lot to me. And if this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications and all that YouTube stuff. So a little while back, I made a video, is Arcade1Up releasing Double Dragon, that was dealing with a rumor that came from a YouTuber by the name of Big Reese. And Big Reese had gone into a store and got like a SKU basically listed for a retro Arcade1Up Double Dragon. So then I went back and reported on that, and I talked about the probability of Double Dragon coming out from Arcade1Up, what it would look like, why it would be difficult to do because the original side art was so terrible. You can see the Taito here on the side, and it just had awesome marquee and front art, but the side panel was awful, so they'd have to go with custom art or do something different. And I talked about what that would look like. But unfortunately, as time went on, we never saw any reports. No stores actually got SKUs. Nothing came out, so it looked like this supposed leak really led nowhere on Double Dragon. It seemed like it was a dead angle. It wasn't going to come out. That is until a couple days ago, the YouTube channel The Toy Room was invited to go back to Arcade1Up's Miami pop-up store and check out the NFL Blitz cab. And as he's looking in their back room going along, we see the new Yoga Flame, Miss Pac-Man Legacy Dragon's Lair. Oh my god, what is this here? Is that the Arcade1Up Double Dragon 2 cabinet that no one's ever saw? So there in front of everybody's eyes was this fabled Arcade1Up Double Dragon cab. It answered a few of my questions like, what the hell were they going to do with the side art with a Double Dragon cab? Because obviously they're not going to make a Technos Double Dragon cab with a big Taito side art, and I'm glad they didn't go with a custom side panel. The Double Dragon 2 cabinet is one of the most desired Technos arcade cabinets, so it's got awesome art. This reminds me so much of the beautiful Final Fight arcade with the bezel art, marquee. Looks a little washed out on camera, but I bet you it looks great in person. But I mean, this looks absolutely beautiful. But you know what? Nothing to get too excited about now. We've already seen at the Miami pop-up store, they've got like a Joust countercade that may never see the light of day. They got a Tempest countercade, very cool, but we don't know if it'll ever happen. So this may just be a prototype they had floating around the store. Case closed, right? That was until yesterday when Arcade1Up aired episode 3 of That 1Up show, where the unstoppable Mike of all trades got to interview NFL legend Chris Carter and Liv from Arcade1Up. They had a great interview talking about football, talking about NFL Blitz. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. So you're probably saying, what the hell does this have to do with Double Dragon, Mike? But thanks to a picture posted to Facebook from Arcade1Up themselves, and huge thanks to Jason Sarnecki for actually grabbing this and posting this on the Arcade1Up global fan page and pointing out the obvious, we've got another look at that background from the Toy Room video where it looks like Chris Carter and Liv were live from during the interview, and we can see the Double Dragon arcade again. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into it here. I'm going to make the picture a little... Of course, it's not that easy, but if you can take a look, there's Double Dragon, so it's the same cabinet we already said. We'll go into details, and here's the thing that really excites me and makes me think this is 1000% actually happening, is they didn't just make a Double Dragon 2 demo cab, because, you know, they make demo cabs. They're one-offs. Look in front of the Arcade1Up Double Dragon 2 demo cab. That's an Arcade1Up chair stool. You know, those new ridiculous stools with the backs that are chairs. Anyways, that's an Arcade1Up chair stool. branded for Double Dragon 2. I don't know if other people pointed it out. I was yelling at P-Dubs and TechBuzz during their stream last night to look at it, But yeah, look at it there. That is a Double Dragon 2 branded stool. Now, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here now and say, well, this is 1,000% coming out, because nothing is official until it's official. And there's a couple of reasons why Arcade1Up still may be somewhat hesitant to bring this product out. So here in the Miami pop-up shop, we've got the Double Dragon 2 demo cab and the Double Dragon 2 demo stool. I think the fact that they've made both of them is a good indication that they're coming out personally, but this is not the first time we've seen a demo product in the Miami area that may never come out. Don't forget that we saw, or maybe delayed to come out, don't forget that we saw a little while ago with the interview with Scott Bacharach, they had that awful looking Dragon's Lair shark fin cabinet that never saw the light of day. And the reason for that was there's another company called iArcade that actually had a Dragon's Lair iArcade cabinet that made Arcade1Up decide they were going to hold off for a little while before releasing their cabinet. And wouldn't you know, at the same time that Arcade1Up was getting ready to release a Double Dragon cab, iArcade released new gold cabinets, one of which being branded, even though it's the black cabinet, Double Dragon. So again, that takes a bite out of potential future sales. Now, I'm not saying a huge bite. I don't know if it's a direct competition. I don't really think these are competing products so much, but there are people out there that would say, why would I buy a Arcade1Up when I could buy an iArcade and get more games, yada, yada, yada. Me personally, I think there's room for both. I think this is nice, but I personally, when it comes to Double Dragon, would prefer the Double Dragon 2 Arcade1Up cabinet, but that's just me. I know other people are different. But as we saw with Dragon's Lair before, because iArcade was releasing not just the game Dragon's Lair, but a Dragon's Lair cabinet, it does open up a risk factor for Arcade1Up that there is another potential option out there for people, which may impact sales and really limit their ability to get back into the green on the project. But with that negativity out of the way, let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's assume it 1,000% is coming out. What games are going to be on the cabinet? Well, obviously, it's a Double Dragon cab, so it's a pretty good concept to have Double Dragon 2, because that's the marquee game. Obviously, you want the original Double Dragon, and you're probably going to put Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone, on it, even though it is a heap of shit. It's like the worst arcade game ever released. But what other arcade games could possibly come on this cabinet? Well, for those of you not familiar, I know when Big Reese did his leak video originally, he said, oh, it'd be cool if this was a Taito Legacy cabinet. He got confused by the art on the side of the cab. It was released in a Taito cab, but it is in fact a Technos game. So let's take a look at some of Technos' most successful arcade games. We've got games like WWF WrestleFest, WWF Superstars. They're 1,000% not going to be on this cabinet. Hopefully one day we will get a WrestleFest cab. It's my dream. But let's take a look at some other cool stuff that could be on it. US Championship V-Ball, which I believe is on an iArcade already. Super Dodgeball, which would be an amazing title to include. Shadow Force on iArcade. Good beat 'em up. Nintendo World Cup, not happening. But yeah, you go up here. I don't know what Mysterious Stones is. Double Dragon Neo Geo. Hey. Could happen, maybe. We've got the Combat Tribes, which is an awesome game. Easy fit. I would 100% throw it on there. Championship V-Ball, Bogey Manor, Big Pro Wrestling, and here's the other one I'm excited about. Even though they made like WrestleFest Superstars, they also made games like Mat Mania. They also made games like Tag Team Wrestling. So there's a bunch of these really great, fun Technos wrestling games. Not WWF, WrestleFest, or Superstars, but Technos wrestling games they can put on there, and a couple other good beat-em-ups and fun games too. Honestly, if they made this a Double Dragon cab with a couple other extra Technos games, maybe Double Dragon Neo Geo, this could be a pretty badass cabinet. So anyways, guys, that's just my quick take on the whole Double Dragon 2 Arcade1Up piece that we have right now. I mean, we still don't have a ton of information. All we really have is a demo cab in the Miami pop-up stop that, in my opinion, looks pretty good. It looks like a version of last year's Legacy cabinet, modified a little bit more like Killer Instinct, but it's still got a super vertical screen, so it looks more like a Legacy cab than it does, you know, one of the more modern cabs in the Mortal Kombat 30th shape. So I don't know if that tells you that it's a current product or it's a previous product, but the fact they did the back, I don't know what you call it, chair stool, back stool, tells me it is something in the forefront and something they're currently thinking about. I don't know if it's going to come out. I mean, this is one of those things, nothing's official until it's official. At least we see it's a prototype. At least we see it's something that they're taking seriously and going to do. Me personally, I loved Double Dragon when I was a kid. I love that artwork. Reminds me so much of Final Fight, which is a cabinet and artwork I dearly miss in my home arcade. I'd be very interested in picking up Double Dragon, especially it had some other amazing Technos games like volleyball, you know, the Mat Mania wrestling games, and dodgeball. Combat Tribes, so much good shit could be on this. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? What do you think of the leak of the Double Dragon 2 Arcade1Up cabinet? Are you excited? Do you believe it will actually come out? And if it does, is this a cab you'd be interested in picking up? Let me know. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you guys next time.